Bartender reacts to the most insane mocktails. I've never done this before, and honestly, I'm excited. Be sure to stay until the end and rate these mocktails along with me because I want to know your thoughts too. I want to know what you guys think about these mocktails because they're relatively new territory for me as well. I've officially been sober for 4 months. Wee wee. It's a temporary sober journey, but I'm doing it. But to be honest, I really haven't indulged in many mocktails. I tend to just stick with Diet Coke or Sprite because clubs don't really do mocktails, or good ones at least, that are worth it. Even when I was a nightclub bartender, okay, guilty as charged, it usually just ends up becoming an overpriced mixture of whatever juices are available. And then at that point, is it really worth it? A good mocktail, in my opinion, should take time, thought, like an actual cocktail. I'm looking for ingredients that make sense. I want it to also look like a good cocktail. And there's also so many health benefits that you can include in the ingredients that you would use to make mocktails. You can party and do a juice cleanse at the same time, which is something that goes out the window when you turn it into a cocktail because you have to add alcohol, and alcohol is basically poison. But it's fun poison, in moderation, of course. But I'm looking for some inspiration, because I know there are good mocktails out there that I think would really be enjoyable, especially in the spring and summer months. So let's check out some of these TikTok mocktail recipes and see what's out there. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like it and subscribe for future ones. I put them out weekly. And now let's get ready to be inspired. I love it. Honestly, that was absolutely stunning. It's like a double-edged sword for me when things are actually good. Like, what do I say? I don't want to always be pissed off, but the content. I always have plenty to say when reacting to Bar Rescue, but this was perfect. And it's easy and commonly known because it's basically just a normal strawberry mojito, just without the rum, which is still a tasty drink. And the good thing about this is you could change or sub out the fruit to make whatever flavor version of this you want. Virgin mojitos are great mocktail options for that reason. I'm saying good things about mojitos. This is crazy. Alcoholic mojitos, evil. But virgin mojitos are like that person in your life that went sober and they became so much better because of it. You're like rooting for them. I'm trauma bonding with a mojito. I gotta move on. I love it. And this is the only time I'm gonna say that I love a mojito. 9 out of 10 for me. Okay, the critiques I'm gonna have for this are purely just like FYI facts. This looks amazing aesthetically. I'll give it that. But honestly, it's just a pineapple juice with muddled up raspberries in it. Dangerously close to what I was talking about before, how mocktails end up just being fancy overpriced juices. The added steps are only there for like a cocktail illusion to make you think they did something. Like adding grenadine and lime juice to this doesn't really make sense, even though this would taste good. Like, I'm being very nitpicky. The grenadine is just unnecessary sugar because you're already adding in the raspberries, which are gonna color it, and pineapple juice is plenty sweet on its own. It's got enough sugar in it already. So like, what is that doing? And the lime juice normally would be fine if you'd actually be able to taste it. But with all that pineapple juice, which is also acidic, I think, you're not even gonna notice that that little bit of lime juice is in there. It's gonna get completely overpowered, so it doesn't make sense. Normally you add acidic ingredients to mask the flavor of alcohol. But in mocktails, that's not needed because you're not masking anything. Sometimes it makes sense to still add citrus ingredients into mocktails if you can taste it, because then it tastes like a cocktail would. But if it's gonna go unnoticed or overshadowed by other ingredients, then it's just a Unnecessary step. Sometimes people add in a bunch of unnecessary steps because they think they need a lot of steps, which they do, in order for something to be a mocktail and not just juice. But it has to make sense. It's good. It's nothing special, but it's fine. I just don't like that it seems like it's trying to trick you. You know what I mean? But I'll pass it. I'll give it a 6 out of 10. I think that's a fair rating. Not too much though. Don't piss me off. If I see this too much, I will get harsher and harsher the more I see it.
Welcome to episode 20 of the Ramadan series, and today we're making the most refreshing ginger ale with lemon and rosemary. As usual, you'll find the full recipe in the caption. So first we're going to chop up some ginger and peel the rind off a lemon. Add them to a pot with a few sprigs of rosemary, lemon juice, and water, and bring it to a simmer. Now we're going to add our sugar and mix it in, then let it keep boiling until it's reduced. So at this point, our syrup's ready. We're going to strain it and let it cool, and you can keep this in the fridge for up to a week. When you're ready to serve up your drinks, get some club soda in a glass with ice and pour in some of that syrup. Garnish with rosemary and a slice of lemon, and you're done.
Okay, I like this, I really do, but there's definitely ways you could elevate it. It gives you all the flavors of a good cocktail and has added health benefits. The ginger-lemon combination is good for you and honestly could be enjoyed any time of the day, which is always a plus. Things like this will literally boost your metabolism if you have them for breakfast. Like you could have them in the beginning of the day. You could even have this hot, like a tea, and I'm pointing this out for a reason. Because you could do a lot with teas. Making syrups out of things like this is always a good idea. I've personally done this for cocktails. I used to do this at restaurants in Manhattan, and they always turn out amazing. I specifically remember enjoying making a lavender tea syrup, but you don't have to just do teas. I would also prepare a master cleanse syrup, and then I would just add whiskey when I would make it into a cocktail, but you could also just serve that on ice properly, switch things around a bit, and just enjoy it like that. You just have to adjust the measurements. I also probably would have added more ice, crushed ice to be exact, to fill up some of the volume so you don't have to add so much soda water. Topping it off with some ginger beer might be beneficial. It might give it a little something extra to switch it up and the flavors match. Those are the things I would do to elevate this mocktail, but overall I like it. A solid 7 out of 10. Okay, let's talk about this because this is very pretty. I'll give it points for being pretty. However, the ingredients in this are built completely out of order. This was made with just the visuals in mind. That's it. That's the effect they were going for. I get it. I would have loved if the mint wasn't just a garnish. I would have loved if it was actually added into the mocktail with the dragon fruit and lemon juice all muddled together at the base, because otherwise it's just blue Gatorade and Sprite. It's just blue Gatorade and Sprite with a bunch of other shit floating at the top of it. That's it. Because when you add a straw and drink this, you're only gonna get the Gatorade and Sprite. That's the problem with layered drinks. You're only gonna get the layer that the straw's in. Even if you end up mixing the drink when you add in the straw, you're not gonna get as much of the flavor if you don't muddle it. You have to muddle these ingredients to get out as much flavor as possible so that it all emulsifies. What's the word? Why am I trying to be smart and say a word like emulsifies? Mix. I could have just said mix. You're not gonna get as much flavor out of the ingredients to mix it all into the cocktail. So even if you can kind of taste it, it's not gonna be as good as it could be. It's not reaching its full potential. But if you do it right, then you won't get the desired look they were going for. So you end up sacrificing quality and flavor for aesthetics. That doesn't make sense. That only makes sense if you want to post a picture on Instagram. Who hurt you? You'd rather get attention instead of being happy? What? It looks great, but everything else is a problem for me. I'm gonna give this cocktail a 4 out of 10.
I have a great mocktail recipe for you guys. I call it the berry bliss. We're gonna start with about a half dozen blueberries, 3-4 blackberries. You muddle that at the bottom of your glass. I like to go for about a half ounce of lime juice. Now I'm gonna crush some ice. The reason I'm using crushed ice here is just to add a little bit more dilution to the drink. Next, we're gonna go for about 2 ounces of the cranberry juice. So the mixer we're using today is the Great Gentleman Spicy Ginger Beer. They come in these new cans in a 4-pack. They're perfect to bring to your parties. Now onto the garnish. Little mint bouquet, like so. Just a little bit of icing sugar on the top. Et voila. If you try it, let me know what you think. Happy holidays. Cheers.
Okay, festive. This was festive. It's so cute. And he was cute. That man was sexy. I gotta stop. Right off the bat, look at him doing things that I literally just talked about. He literally just took several things that I just said and did exactly that. What? Thank you, God. I love when I'm validated. He muddled the ingredients at the base of the drink, added crushed ice for dilution and body. The flavors all worked together. The garnish was cute. I know this is a holiday mocktail, but I still wanted to include it because it also looks like it would make a great dessert mocktail all year round. A snack made by a snack. I love it. This gets a 9 out of 10 for me. Okay, all right, relax. Let's talk about this. I tried to Cruz Faraba, but I only got halfway there. I'm still panicking. Remember when I said that sometimes you could turn some cocktails into mocktails easily? This is not one of those times. Mojitos you could turn into mocktails because if you take out the alcohol, there's still plenty of other ingredients that make a great drink. There's still a lot of thought put into it. Martinis are not one of those things. Martinis are primarily alcohol. So this is just apple juice. Apple juice with some simple syrup, which doesn't make sense because apples are already sweet. So what are we doing? Don't just add in steps to make it seem like you're doing something. It's an illusion. That's what adding in these unnecessary steps is. It's an illusion. Y'all think you're slick. You think you're tricky. You think you're magicians. I'm onto your bullshit. They do this because otherwise it would literally just be apple juice in a martini glass. And if this ends up costing more than an apple juice from the kids menu, I'm gonna be pissed. You can't just put something in a martini glass and call it a day. You can't take one ingredient and think that the glass makes it something different. It's a lie. It's a sham. Absolutely not. That pissed me off. 0 out of 10 for wasting my damn time.
I get why people are hesitant to try dry January. The stigma is that it is so boring. Like, you have to come home from work and you can only drink water. But that's just not the case. There's so many mocktails you can make easily with items you have in your fridge and pantry. I always like to find a way to get some extra benefits from the drinks I make too, because if you're gonna do it, why not really do it? This is my kitchen sink Green Dream mocktail. It's packed with veggies, citrus, and ginger for a refreshing kick. Follow me for more tips on how to have a really fun and healthy January. No booze necessary.
Okay, have benefits. This is nice, and I'm gonna tell you why. It's simple because it's basically just like a green juice to start, and then it looks like they elevated it with lime juice and ginger, which I love. Even more health and nutrition. It's strained out, it's filtered, so you don't have all that gunk and extra shit floating around in it. It's balanced out with a sweetener, which looks like they used either agave or honey syrup. Honestly, either of those would work. I love the choice of ice, and the cucumber ribbon garnish was cute. It looks amazing. It was created with a lot of thought. I appreciate that. It looks refreshing and enjoyable. I would love this on like a hot summer day. This could literally be breakfast. Well done. Well done. I love it. I appreciate it. I give it a solid 8 out of 10.
When I stopped drinking alcohol and got into making mocktails, they weren't trending like they are now. Making them at home felt like a challenge and often resulted in a watered down juice. Over time, I've realized that creating mocktails with flavor complexity, aesthetic, and functionality is actually enjoyable and simple. Like this Kumquat Thyme Sour Mocktail, which promotes immunity and incorporates egg white froth for that classic sour look. It's tart yet subtle with a botanical finish. Choosing to live an alcohol-free lifestyle doesn't mean you have to give up all the good stuff.
I think this was made by the same creator. I didn't even notice that. And they come with a positive message. Look at that. If y'all like nice mocktail recipes, be sure to check out this creator. I love the ingredients and the flavors that were incorporated. It was balanced and it looks just as good, if not better, than an actual cocktail. It was literally made to replicate a sour. A kumquat sour nonetheless. I would have never even thought of that. Highlighting and matching these botanical and fruit flavors is not as easy as you might think. It's harder than it sounds. I respect this a lot. And honestly, I think I'd probably enjoy this even more than the last one. So I'll give this a 9 out of 10. Okay, here we have a repeating issue. Why aren't we muddling the ingredients? Everything's falling. I literally just got pissed and I broke my monitor. No. Some things you don't have to muddle, but ingredients with a skin like blueberries or grapes need to be muddled so the flavor comes out. Otherwise you just end up with a bunch of shit floating in your drink, not doing a goddamn thing. This is just Red Bull and Powerade with shit floating around in it. The mint wasn't muddled or expressed, so the oils didn't even come out of it. And don't just add shit like luster dust to make it pretty to disguise that it's shit. You're just trying to trick people. That's called overcompensating. That's what that is. These aesthetic steps only add to the way the cocktail looks. They do nothing to the way the cocktail actually tastes. It's like a hot person with no personality. This gets a 2 out of 10 for me. Done. This goes out to all my pregnant girlies who've been having withdrawals on not being able to post espresso martinis on Instagram. It's just an iced vanilla espresso. That's it. Putting something in a martini glass does not make martini. Is not how that happens. And you might be wondering, well, how do you make a martini mocktail? You don't. You can't. And don't even get me started by saying, what if you added that alcohol-free vodka substitute? Bullshit. It's bullshit. It's a waste of money. I talked about it on this channel a bunch. No, those alcohol substitutes are shit and they're a waste of money. There's literally no difference in this from a coffee. This is an iced coffee, which the girls and the gays would love, but don't say it's an espresso martini mocktail if it's just an espresso. It's inclusive though, I guess. You can still do your Instagram boomerang cheers on your story with all your friends that you posted 1,000,000 times and you think everybody gives a shit when no one does. Like, look at us, we're still fun. No, Bethany, you just got married too young and you're bored. That's what? But it's not a mocktail. It's just an iced vanilla espresso. I don't care how many times I repeat myself, because y'all bitches gotta get it. I'm just being honest. I'm sorry. Don't attack me. I'll give you a point for inclusivity, but that's it. It's a 1 out of 10. Bullshit.
Gut health mocktail you're going to absolutely love. Don't miss out on the fun by making this super easy to make mocktail that has prebiotics from the mashed raspberries plus probiotics from the kombucha. And it just tastes so good.
I was so ready to be excited about this. We started off this video so strong, like what's happening? I was excited for some gut health, like getting these guts. The pun opportunity was instant. And then it was just kombucha. It was kombucha with some crushed up raspberries in it. And you think you just invented something new. You can't take a pre-made product and just add in some crushed fruit and call it a day. You can't call that your own. That's not how this works. Technically, kombucha itself can be considered a mocktail. But this is plagiarism. You copied your work. This is some ChatGPT bullshit. No, ma'am. Not today. Getting my guts all excited and then disappointing me in the last moment. It's like douching and then the top cancels at the last minute. 0 out of 10 for wasting my time.
I love mocktails that make you feel amazing with actual health benefits, so let's make a spooky but functional one. It starts with some light lemonade, some sparkling water, then add some butterfly pea flower mixed with a bit of hot water. This stuff is loaded with antioxidants. It's an anti-inflammatory, helps balance blood sugar levels, great for your hair and skin, and so much more. Honestly, it's so underrated. Top with some smoky rosemary and enjoy.
You know what? I'll take it. Compared to the last few, this is fine. It is basically just a light lemonade with soda. It's a light lemonade spritz. I would have loved if you made the butterfly pea blossom into maybe like a syrup, maybe added some lavender to give it some extra oomph. I think that would really elevate it. Don't just rely on making things pretty, okay? Stop relying on that body. If you made that syrup, it would have all that flavor with the sweetness, so then you could just add lemon juice, put that over some crushed ice, and then top it off with soda. That would make this a lot better. Because if I was a teacher, I would write, has room for improvement on the top. Please see me after class. I teach bullshit 101. But I'm desperate at the moment. So you know what? I'll be generous. I'll give it a 5 out of 10 because it wasn't bad. It just barely made it.
I just made the best strawberry margarita mocktail. It's made only using a few simple ingredients, but it tastes so delicious. So good. So let me show you how I made this week's Friday night mocktail. This is what you're gonna need for this week's mocktail: some orange juice, limes, strawberries, honey, and then a sparkling water, a shaker of some sort, and a cup of ice. I'm gonna start by adding 3 strawberries that I just cut up to a shaker. This doesn't have any ice or anything in it, and I'm gonna muddle them with a little bit of honey. You can also do simple syrup, agave, maple syrup, whatever you have on hand. Probably like a tablespoon of honey. You just want to muddle these until they're broken up and the juice starts to come out of the strawberries. So once your strawberries are mashed up and it's pretty much liquid with little chunks, you can go ahead and add in your lime. I just have these mini key limes today, so I'm gonna do 2, but if you have regular size limes, I would just use 1. And you're just gonna squeeze the juice in. Lastly, I'm just gonna add in a splash of orange juice, probably like 1 to 2 tablespoons. Then you're gonna add your ice to your shaker cup and shake it up. Once it's shaken up, ideally you'd take the top off, but once again, mine doesn't work, so I'm just gonna have to strain it like this. But I'm gonna grab my glass and put a big ice cube in it. And then top it with your sparkling water. Let's do a little taste test. It's perfect.
What's happening? What's happening? And not only that, the mic moved that way, and I don't know when it did it. I got double pissed. I got double pissed watching it, and I wasn't gonna redo being pissed. I wasn't gonna watch that video again, I'm sorry. Why didn't any of these white women study for the quiz? You didn't even really sip that drink before you tried to be like, it was so good. Don't lie to me. This is just a orange juice with strawberry. That's it. Why are we adding agave to sweet orange juice? What's that gonna do? Is it just so we can add in extra steps to call it a margarita? We're gonna add in that lime ingredient that's gonna get overpowered by orange, which is, guess what? A citrus? Is it just so we can lie and pretend like we know what we're doing when we don't? It's bullshit! You can, believe it or not, make margarita mocktails. I've done them on this channel. I've even used ingredients like pickle juice because, believe it or not, and I didn't think this was real before I tried it myself, the pickle juice can replicate the taste of tequila somehow. I did it on this channel, I swear to God, you can look it up. It really worked. This isn't gonna taste like a margarita because you made it look like one. You know what this is gonna taste like? A strawberry orange juice fruit punch. No, I don't accept this. This is what I mean when I say I get frustrated when it comes to mocktails, because so many people don't know what they're doing. And most of the time, the ingredients added are either completely unnecessary because people don't know the technicality behind how they work and think that if they just call something a mocktail, it is. No! 0 out of 10. Where's my microphone? You are pissing me off. Stop wasting my time. Sick of it. Okay, we're back, baby. We are back. This is okay. A peaches and cream mocktail sounds tasty. I know I talk shit a lot about cream or dairy products in cocktails, but that's mainly because of the effect on mixing dairy products and alcohol in your system. This, on the other hand, is absolutely fine, as long as you don't have dairy issues. If that's the case, you gonna be shitting. I did see that some lemon juice was added, which you gotta be careful for, especially if you're using cream or dairy-based products, because when you combine that with a citrus, the dairy products can curdle, which is never something you want. I like the choice of ice that was used. I like the garnish, it was very cute. This would be a great dessert mocktail. I think I'd absolutely love this. I'll give this a solid 6 out of 10, but a very close 7 out of 10. Very close.
Let's make a creamy pomegranate mocktail. 1 ounce of pomegranate juice, 1/2 ounce of lime juice, 1/2 ounce of maple syrup, and some coconut milk, 1.5 ounces. Such a pretty color. Some soda. Cut my pomegranate. Okay, that'll work. Cheers.
Again, y'all ladies with your creamy horniness, you gotta be careful when using cream based on how it reacts with other ingredients. Cream with the citrus, again, the curdling. Cream with soda water, bubbly creamy drinks. What? Is there anyone watching this video that isn't skeeved by that? Is that just a me thing? Whether that curdles or not, creamy, bubbly, what? Even if it doesn't happen right away, give it a second. Give it a second, there's gonna be a suspicious froth. That drink's about to have rabies in a few seconds. Sometimes you gotta pick one or the other. Especially because this wasn't a bad mocktail. If you want those flavors, I recommend taking out the coconut milk and substituting coconut water. I don't know if they make a bubbly carbonated form of that. They might, I don't know. That way you're still getting the desired flavors that you were going for. Because other than that, everything else looked good. Just some technical errors I wanted to point out for your own benefit so you don't waste time. I'm gonna pretend that it wasn't coconut milk. I'm gonna pretend it was coconut water. If that's the case, 6 out of 10. Because I wanna end on a good note, okay? I wanna go to bed happy. What do you guys think? Do you agree or disagree with anything that I said? Which one of these mocktails look the best to you? Which one are you most likely to try yourself? Let me know in the comments below. Again, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like it and subscribe for future ones. I put them out weekly. If you'd like to see the behind the scenes of some of these videos or how I prepare them, you can check me out over on TikTok Live. I post the full videos under the Barflies tier in my memberships. But if that's all, thank you guys for watching. As always, I'm MikeMGTV, and you are fucking welcome. Goodbye.
I brought the drinks. Everybody screaming my name at the same time. Drinks. Yeah, we keep it going all night through the daytime. The party's safe, thank God I came, 'cause I brought the